Having been a Feng Shui consultant, Chinese metaphysician for the past 15 plus years, I gotta tell you, Chinese date selection is one of the tools that I fall back to over and over again. It is basically to help you align your most important activities. It can be activities relating to your business, your health, your finances, and to align it with the energies of the day, energies of the month, energies of the year. If you've never heard of the term Chinese date selection, I am here to tell you that it has been a cultural, a Chinese or Asian cultural phenomenon for hundreds, maybe even thousands of years. Almost every Chinese home, I remember, I'm half Chinese, and I remember on my grandmother's house, she had these calendars where every day you would just tear off one sheet. And if I show you guys what's on here, oh, it's a little bit blurry. Okay. If I show you guys what's on here, it talks about astrology, what animal signs are clashing for that specific day, good activities to do, and so on and so forth. So Chinese date selection is definitely something that's been widely practiced for a long, long time. But it's a little bit out of reach for those of us who do not read Chinese. Fortunately for me, my parents put me in Chinese school for 8 years, so my reading and writing and my conversing is pretty good. Although coming to North America, I think I kind of lost a little bit of that. If you haven't heard me talk about my Chi Life Planner, this is my own cover that I've chosen for myself. The Chi Life Planner is my solution to doing Chinese date selection that combines Gregorian calendar with the Chinese calendar, because it's just much simpler, much more streamlined that way. And so in this video, I'm gonna give you a sneak peek to how I use Chinese date selection and Chinese astrology based on my astrology to choose the dates for my workshops and the dates for my group healing calls and so on and so forth. Okay, so this is my Chi Life Planner, and this is a planner that you can order through me. My Shopify store is not fully up yet, but if you're interested in this after seeing what I'm sharing here, if you're interested, just shoot me an email or DM and I'll get you the links. But this is my own personalized Chi Life Planner where I have special auspicious days and auspicious hours that I've plotted out based on my date of birth. I created this calendar because I needed to see the monthly view, the weekly view, and the daily view. And this is my tool. This has been my buddy for a couple of years now, but the version that I had last year, I really, really loved. So this is where you can flip to see the monthly view. So I'm gonna walk through the monthly pages a little bit more for the rest of today, for the rest of this video. And then these are my daily sheets, and I'm also combining the weekly sheets so you can see the weekly at a glance. So let's say if I'm working on January 27th, okay, so the week of Jan 7th to February 2nd, I'm gonna have this view here. So I'll have the day here, the weekly view here, and I also have the monthly view here. So it does make a pretty big spread on my table, but I'm not going to, so it does make a pretty big spread, but most of the time I use my monthly view when I do my calendar planning. Once I'm done with that, I transfer these dates for my calls, for my workshops, into my weekly sheets, and most of the time on my table the monthly sheets are closed up, so I have my daily and my weekly in my desk this way. So it actually doesn't take up too much space. See, this is all I see, right? Or if I'm looking at this page, then it would be like this, right? And the beauty with the disc bound is once I'm done with these weeks, for instance, I can just easily I can just easily take them out. One of the main reasons why I can't stick with planners is because they're not modular. And I need my planner to fit my needs, to be modular. The pages that I need, I don't want to be carrying them around. The pages that I do need, I need to be able to add them, shuffle them around as I need to. So just like the weeks, if I'm done with these weekly pages, I'll just take them out. All right, I'll just take them out. And then for the upcoming weeks, upcoming months, I'll put them in. So this will be, so I don't need to change out the whole planner really. I'll just walk around, right? I'll just walk around with this planner. I'll put this back in. I'll just walk around with this planner with all my dates set up. So let me give you a sneak peek on how I use Chinese date selection to choose the date and times for my business, for my work. So my monthly pages, I have the flying star chart for the month as well as for the year. And because this combines the Chinese solar calendar, you're going to see that the month that we are in is the Yin Fire Ox month, and it started January 5th and it's going to end February 2nd. So the Chinese solar calendar doesn't align with the Gregorian calendar when it comes to the first day of the month. And so you're going to see January 5th being the first day of the Yin Fire Ox month. Then you're going to see on the 5th day here, I've made it red and I've bolded it just to let you know that that's the first day of the solar month. Okay. And this is what you're going to see when you get the personalized Chi Light planner for me. I have options where it's not personalized, where you don't get the red selections here, but you do get everything else. So all the boxes, I'm just going to bring it a little bit closer. So January 1st, for instance, was a Yang Metal Horse Day. And the in Chinese calendars, there's this thing called the 28 constellations, which is kind of a version of Chinese astronomy. And there's 28 astronomical, not sequences, but like names. So it's the Orion, and then the day officers. There's 12 day officers, which each have their own energies. January 1st started on a destruction day. Okay, and January 2nd was a Yin Metal Goat Day, and the constellation was the Well constellation, and the day officer was a Danger Day, and so on and so forth. So when you get the Chi Light planner, you get all the elements of the day, the animal of the day, the 28 day constellations, as well as the day officers. And when you get the Chi Light planner, I also have trainings where you learn what are your money days, what are your heavenly doctor days, which are the days that you use for health activities, health related activities, and so on and so forth. But what you see on the personalized Chi planner is are these ones here. So this is based on my date of birth, okay? So if you're watching the video and you're seeing that January 6th, oh, I've got 7 to 9, 9 to a.m., 9 to 11 a.m., 3 to 5 p.m., and 5 to 7 p.m. are good power hours. It's not for everyone. These are power hours based on my date of birth. And for this one, I use Shen Kong Da Gua date selection, which is considered one of the most advanced Chinese date selections. And you're also going to see for January 13th, it is my direct wealth day, which is what DW is. You're going to learn this if you get the Chi Light planner from me. It's also a fortune star day, a general star day, and a golden lock day. So this is actually a big money day for me. Okay. And so on and so forth. So throughout the month, you're going to see, based on my date of birth, I have plotted out auspicious days and auspicious hours, right? More auspicious hours here based on my date selection. So when I do, when I try to set call times for my group calls or my client calls, especially the really important ones, if I want to do workshops or certifications, I look at the Chinese calendar, and I also have other factors as well to help me choose what are the to help me align whatever activity that I want to do for that day to align with the energy of that day. Hope that makes sense. And my Flying Star certifications are 4 full days. So, and I want them to obviously have Saturday and Sunday. And that means it needs to start on a Thursday. So Thursday to Sunday are my course days, so that people who want to take the course, they only need to take 2 days off, right? So, which is why you also need to, Chinese day selection is one, but you also need to be realistic in terms of what happens in the real world. So looking at the calendar here, looking at Thursday to Sunday, I really liked these 4 days here, because Thursday is for me personally, I look at the day officers, which is the bottom part here, way more than the 28 constellations, which is the upper part here, okay? So January 16th, which is next Thursday, is a success day. So I really love starting out on a auspicious day. So that becomes day 1. Day 2 is a receive day. Day 3 is an open day. And then day 4 is a close day. That just really, really aligns in terms of the activities that I'm going to be doing with my students, right? So as of last year, I already started taking registrations for our students who want to take the January class. And same thing, I have an upcoming Flying Star certification in March. So for the March cohort, again, same thing. I looked at I looked at all the energies from Thursdays to Sunday in the month of March. These two, from the 13th to 16th, actually work really well, but I opted for starting with the 20th as day 1 for my course, and then ending on the 23rd. Receive day, open day, close day, and then establish day, which works really well for me. It is, if you see a PB here, PB is a personal breaker day, meaning it's actually not a good day for me, but it is still a good day for my students. So here is a caveat if you want to do Chinese day selection. Chinese day selection is a nice to have. If you are pressed for time, if it's an emergency and you have to do something that happens to be on a not so good day and you can't wait, then do not wait. So for instance, something happened to you, you're in the hospital and the doctor says, we gotta take you into surgery tomorrow. And then you look at your Chinese calendar and you're like, nope, tomorrow's not a good day for me. Can we defer? And the doctor's like, either we do the surgery tomorrow or you die. Or your injury is gonna get even more worse, or your infection is gonna get even worse. Whatever it is, do not wait. So please remember this. Chinese date selection is a luxury. And you can do this if you have days, weeks, months ahead to plan your activities. If it is an emergency repair, an emergency surgery, if you need to do a pitch for your business and it's not on the best day, do it anyway. You override the less than ideal energies of the day with other things, with your manifesting work, with your positive outlook, with aligning your best actions and your best decisions on a day that might not be the best for you. That is how you compensate for the energy that might not support you. Date selection is not make or break. Let me say this again. Date selection is not make or break. Because in the Chinese days, and I know this might sound like blasphemy for those other Chinese metaphysicians. In my opinion, for instance, even if a couple marries on the best astrological day, it starts them off on the right foot, right? But every couple still has their own karmic debt with each other, which is part of the reason why that they got together. The couple still need to put in quality time to spend with each other. The couple still needs to work on knowing each other's love languages to make the marriage work. The date selection itself is not make or break. And I can guarantee you there are couples out there who got married on probably the worst days out there. but because they work on the marriage, because they are empathetic, they have the right communication skills, tools with each other. They might go to counseling when they're hitting a rough spot, right? Things like that. And their marriage pulled through. I can assure you, there are situations like that. So don't let date selection be the limiting factor, okay? Don't let your life be ruled by date selection. But if you are able to plan ahead and it's not like a life or death situation, and you have the luxury of time on your side, then you do date selection, okay? You guys hear me? Very, very, very important. So I know I want to do a 3-day fertility workshop, and this fertility workshop is more spiritually based. It's for my ladies and couples who are 40 and over, and they're being told over and over again that they don't have a lot of hope. I personally don't believe in that, because I have helped many, many clients who have tried at least 2 years with no success. And even myself, I was young, I was healthy, and I couldn't get pregnant. But once I used Chinese astrology, I used Feng Shui, I used energy healing, and with my clients now, I do past life healing, ancestral healing, high dimensional healing. My last success story, she tried for 10 years. The first IVF round didn't work, and I said, don't do the second round until we do the energy, vibration, and the frequency side of your conception journey, and then you can do round 2. So when she did round 2, it took, and the baby is now happy and healthy. Parents too. Maybe a little sleep deprived, but they're happy. So I knew I wanted to do at least one fertility workshop for this year. And I looked at June, and I really love June. June is a really, really strong month for me. For June, I looked at all the dates that I have here, and I really, really love what I'm seeing over here. So June 6, 7, and 8. The first day is an established day, second day is a removed day, and third day is a full day. And these are great days for me too. So these are great days for everyone in general. So what I cover in the fertility workshop, day 1, is where I will go through why energy, vibration, and frequency work is so important in the conception journey. And this is something that obviously doctors don't talk about. It's very out there. It's very unconventional. And, you know, it's not for every couple who are struggling to conceive. They need to be spiritually open to the idea that past life, past trauma, past karma, ancestral trauma and karma, parallel lives do affect all our experiences in this lifetime. So this is a day for me to establish the foundational understanding of where the healing work for conceiving is going to stem from. And the second day is where we do, this is the healing day, where we remove trauma from pregnancy loss, trauma from childhood, trauma from adulthood even, right? And even ancestral trauma, family trauma, societal trauma, all that is done on day 2. And then on day 3 is where we now install positive codes or positive programming. This is not just mindset. We are doing installing the energy, frequency, and vibration down to the DNA level. This is really important work to do on the third day, because even on the second day, when we do healing on the second day, we do it not just on the physical body, but also mental body, emotional body, spiritual body, and dimensional body. Dimensional body being past life selves and parallel selves. We do deep work here. It's a lot packed into 3 days. And then the third day, being a full day, is where we now bring in codes and programming into the DNA level. Again, not just physical body, but emotional, mental, spiritual, and dimensional body. Guys and ladies, we are more than just our physical body. The doctors, they only work on our physical body. We are so much more than that. So looking at the dates that I have here, these 3 dates just look really amazing for me. I haven't started marketing this yet, but I definitely want to be using these 3 days for my fertility workshop. Okay, so now I've chosen the dates for my Flying Star certification in January and March, as well as my fertility workshop in June. Now, every month I have healing sessions. I am actually more than just Feng Shui. Feng Shui is kind of what I'm known for most of you guys, but in the background, I've actually been trained and I've been working with other modalities on top of Feng Shui, which is what I call above and beyond Feng Shui. Because I believe in deep healing, I believe in holistic manifestation, not just doing Feng Shui and thinking everything is going to be good. Feng Shui is the easiest bit Feng Shui is the easiest tool, manifestation tool to use to shift your life. But once you have your Feng Shui placements done, you then need to work on your self-development, your spiritual development, healing your trauma, your karma, and all the good stuff. So the next workshop that I want to do date selection for is for my Visioning 2025 calls. So Visioning 2025 used to start out as Feng Shui vision board training for me that I did a couple of years. But last year, it went from just like a 1-day training and I expanded it into a 5-day training. And so now we're going to look for dates for the 5 days. It's not going to be 5 consecutive days because, you know, with me doing certification, I don't want to have to do like long trainings back to back. So for the Visioning 2025 calls, I'm going to split it into 5 sessions, about 2 to 3 hours each. Now, session 1 is define and clarify your vision. So most of the law of attraction or vision board or goal setting trainings, they just have you work with your vision. But if you guys know me, I like to go deeper. Session 1, we are going to be working with clarifying our vision by working with our multi-dimensional self. Last year, I guided my participants through connecting with their higher self, their parallel selves. In these workshops, forget about surface level goal setting, you guys. I want to bring you guys really deep. So in the session, I will guide you towards connecting with your higher dimensional self and your higher selves so that you can craft goals and desires that actually align with your soul purpose, your soul journey, your soul mission, while at the same time also satisfying our third dimensional body experiences, third dimensional experiences as a physical being, right? So it's really important to get crystal clear on the goals. So for day 1, I have chosen January 30th. I'm not going to do the timing just yet. Right now, we're just going to do the date selection, not so much the hour selection, because that's a little bit more advanced. But January 30th is an open day. And with us wanting to open our communication with our higher dimensional self, our higher selves, in order to clarify our vision and our goal for 2025, this is a really good energy to tap into. So session 2 is releasing limiting beliefs. Now, again, just hearing that, it doesn't feel like it's really deep, but we're actually going to work with the pendulum, because a lot of the limiting beliefs that we think we no longer have, because we've done a lot of self-development work, we go to a lot of self-development workshops, read self-development books or whatever, you're like, oh yeah, I'm done with that limiting belief. I don't have it anymore. Wait till you use tools, and one of them that I will be using in session 2 is the pendulum. So the pendulum is actually gonna check in energetically, vibrationally, and frequency wise if you actually still have that limiting belief. Because most of the time, if the desire is still not manifesting, that is proof that something is still blocking that manifestation from happening. And so it is a journey into the subconscious, unlocking and understanding mindset blockages from our current life self, past life selves, and parallel life selves. And again, I will guide you through the steps, the journeys to reveal hidden beliefs and internal conflicts. That's really, really important. So day 2, I have decided to choose the initiate date, which is February 7th. That's Vision 2025. That's going to be session number 2. Initiating is great for you to start working on something, right? Initiating work on something. So once we figure out what are still the subconscious, unconscious, and even conscious limiting beliefs that is blocking you from your desires and your goals, it's great to then initiate the healing. Okay, so at the end of the session, I will have an Akashic healing session, and my participants last year, they loved this, and they listened to the replay over and over again to get to get healing. Healing doesn't happen just one time. It has to happen layer by layer, right? So session 3 is now we actually talk about creating the vision board the right way. And there's many ways of doing vision board. There's the better ways of doing vision board. There's the meh way. There's also ways where you really tap into the unseen energies. And also in the session, like last year, I shared a couple of tips in terms of the little tweaks that would make your vision board really, really supercharged. So for that one, I have chosen, it happens to be, because I have participants from all over the world, it's hard for me to choose weekdays, like Mondays, Tuesdays, Wednesdays, even Thursdays are a little bit iffy. So I try to go for weekends, right? So session 2 just happened to be a Friday evening. Session 3, I also really love how it looks like February 14th. Now I just realized it is Valentine's Day. So that might not work because people might, plus it's Friday night, so people might be going out for dinners. So let's find a different day for session 3. I do like the full day, right? So let's change that. Let's change that. By the way, this is an erasable pen from Friction. So we are gonna do Vision 2025 session 3 is going to be on a Sunday. So even if I do it on a Sunday morning, that's going to be I don't want to on a remove day because we're creating a vision board, right? We want it to be more on the positive side of things. So full day, it might be Monday morning for those in Asia, Australia, and New Zealand, but unfortunately, all the other days don't look too good for me. And for session 4 is anchoring positive beliefs at a soul level. So once you start building your vision board, and I give people, a couple of weeks actually to find the right images, to find the right word of the year and stuff like that. Session 4 is to work on anchoring positive beliefs, and we're going above and beyond simply affirmations, because I believe that the mainstream way of doing affirmations actually don't work, because if you don't work on the crap behind the scenes, consciously, subconsciously, unconsciously, especially when it comes to worthiness, self-love, self-confidence, in terms of worthiness, in terms of being worthy of that goal or desire, it's going to be really hard for your goals and desires to manifest. So again, we're going back to using the pendulum to ensure that we are maximizing our energy, vibration, and frequency alignment to our goals and desires. And I really, really love this because last time I did a guided meditation to do the affirmation from the 5th dimension and up. This is really, really, that session was a lot of fun to do last year. So I'm really looking forward to that. Session 4, I chose February 22nd, and that is a success day. So that works really well. because we want to be successful in anchoring the positive beliefs. And session 5 is now we talk about where to place your vision board. You don't just put your vision board willy-nilly. Obviously, being a Feng Shui consultant, you want the vision board to be placed based on the Feng Shui energies of the year. We're not talking about 8 aspirations. We're not talking about the 8 mansions. Those things do not work. Trust me. And so for session 5, we are going to tap into the energies of 2025 when it comes to travel, health, relationships, finances, career, business, creativity, academics. We're going to tap into the energies of that based on the Chinese astrology of the year. And this impacts everyone. Then you put your vision boards based on their goals in certain parts of your home. This was really, really fun as well. And so placing your vision board in a space where the energy is the strongest in a given year, aligning it to the area of life that the vision board is geared towards. So for that one, I have chosen February 28th because that is a full day. I did look to see what the March days are going to be like for the weekend. March 1st, which is a Saturday, is a balance day, and then Sunday is a stable day. They're fine. They're kind of neutral, but I want it to be full. Full has the connotation of, you know, your cup runneth over kind of feel, right? So I'm going to choose Visioning 2025's last and final session, number 5, to be on February 28th. And so, and we're not even done. I still have to work on the hours, but the hour selection is a little bit more advanced. So this one I'm going to do behind the scenes because it's going to go over a lot of your heads, unfortunately, because then we look at, obviously I have to look at what are the best hours for the participants as well as for me, what fits my schedule. But I also like to see what hours are also the most supportive of the sessions that I'm going to be holding with my participants. So there you go. That's a sneak peek in terms of how I build my workshops, my group calls, my group. I haven't even done group healings for my other other offerings, but that is the basis of where I start finding the good dates in terms of the activities that I do in my business. And you can do pretty much the same way for travel, for your career. Like, when do you want to ask for a promotion? When should you be traveling? When do you want to have your first date with someone that you've had a crush on for the longest time? Things like that. You can do date selection for all those things. Again, it's not make or break. It is a nice to have. You align the energy, vibration, and frequency, your EVFs of your goals and desires with the energy of the day, and even better, with the energy of the hour. So there you go, guys. If this is a topic that is of interest to you, I will be going through other ways to be using my Chi Life Planner or using Chinese date selection to help you align with the energy, vibration, and frequency for the most success possible for you for 2025 and beyond. Talk to you soon.